and online at WBOK1230.com.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Conversations with Richardson on WBOK 1230. AM streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. Guys, welcome to another great episode of Conversations with Richardson. I'm your host, Richardson. I would like to welcome you guys all in. But first, before we get into the show, man, I just want to send a special shout out to Mr. Bertrand Leo Eugene, affectionately known to me as Mr. Leo. He was a close personal friend of the family, and he passed away this week. So prayers for him and his family, and we're going to touch on some of the memories during the show for Mr. Leo as the show goes on. But nonetheless, I would like to welcome the man of the hour, Mr. Anthony Thomas. Mr. Anthony Thomas is from Crescent Addiction and Recovery, and he's going to be stopping in with us to talk about everything that Crescent's Addiction and Recovery has to offer for those suffering from drug addiction and alcoholism. Andy, how are you, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me here this morning, Ron.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure
right.
to be here.
How have you been?
I've been well. Taking care of my family. Taking care of what I have to take care of. Running this facility.
Speaking to your mic, brother.
Yeah. You can hear me well now?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Normal things. Taking care of my family. Running this substance abuse program and trying to help save lives. Been doing it for almost 20 years now. And
All right.
I really feel like that's what God have me on this earth to do. So that's what.
So tell us how you got started with Crescent Addiction and Recovery, because I know you have a story yourself that you have to tell us.
Right. Would you like the story first, or would you like how I actually incorporate?
This is your interview, man. Get into it.
All right. So I would say maybe, I'm not gonna even say maybe. I would say almost 16, 17 years ago, I was in a bad situation where I received 2 DUIs. I received those DUIs a year apart from each other, and it was a life lesson. At that time, I was sad about it, depressed, wondering why it was me. I actually lost hope. So in that process, I was actually down for, I would say, almost 2 or 3 years, and in that process, I realized that God was, I guess, sitting me down, as the old people would say.
Mm-hmm.
And when He sat me down, He actually showed me what He wanted me to do, and basically use my life experiences to help other people deal with their issues in life. A lot of people who have substance abuse issues, they are in denial a lot of times, and my job and my responsibility is to help them identify it in a way where they don't feel like I'm degrading them or making them feel bad. But in that, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
yeah. Let me piggyback on my DUI situation. So when I received the DUIs, it basically sat me down for almost 3 years, and I basically had to wear an alcohol monitor. I had to put a breathalyzer device in my vehicle to be able to go from place to place. And I actually lost a lot of opportunities with job opportunities because I was actually fresh out of college. And at the time in my life, living in New Orleans or living in the city, a lot of people always say if you get your job at a chemical plant or refinery, you kind of set your life. So mine, I went to school for 5 years, got a degree in psychology, but never had no intentions on doing that.
Right.
And when I got the DUIs, my license was suspended. So a lot of those jobs and companies, they don't allow you to come work for them if you don't have no driver's license.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happened, I was stuck. I didn't really know what I would do. I didn't really know where I would work at. So my auntie, Dr. Reynolds, she gave me an opportunity at one of her charter schools, and I did that for a couple of years, and then I started working at this psychiatric facility called River Oaks Hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and started off as a mental health technician, and when I started doing that, it started helping me identify, like, people, like there are other people with bigger problems than what I had, and all I'm really doing is kind of wasting my time playing around, and jeopardizing my freedom, or just jeopardizing my peace of mind.
Right.
So a lot of those people had psychiatric issues such as bipolar, schizophrenic, and depression. And when I was there, I treated them like human beings,
Right.
treated them well. Then I started working on the detox unit,
Mhm.
and I realized, like, dang, normal people do have accidents and do
Right.
make mistakes, but a lot of times they need to identify what the problem is, or what the problem was. And most people in the world, when they get in a situation, the first thing they want to do is just get past it and move on with their life. But a lot of times when you in a situation, it's a life lesson, and it's your job and responsibility to sit down and process that. So what I did at that time, I was the lowest man on the totem pole. But what I did at that time, I talked to people, I gave people hope, I gave people insight. Mind you, at the same time, I was still kind of embarrassed about getting a DUI, so I wouldn't really tell too many people. But some people that I felt really was in tune to what I was speaking on, I would share that with them.
Mhm.
And we kind of motivated and encouraged each other. And like I said, at that point in time, I realized that's what God wanted me to do. Wasn't making no real money, but they always say when you're doing what you do from your heart, you'll always be blessed. And that's what I did.
Right.
And in
Right.
that process, I just kind of worked my way up.
Hmm. And one of the things that I've always known about you and always respected about you, even when we were growing up, you know, you would always help people. So that was really a you know something that started from childhood, really.
Oh, definitely,
'Cause,
definitely.
give you a little backstory on myself and Anthony, man. We grew up in the same neighborhood and actually went to the same high school.
High school and middle school.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
Uh,
we went to Truman together.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Harry S. Truman. Yeah, we went to middle school and high school together, man. And you've always been just like a constant in my life, a constant friend and brother. And I really, appreciate, you know, the man that you've become and, how far you become in your career, man, because we both come a long way since Avondale, growing up in Avondale on the West Bank. So I want you to get into a little bit more about Crescent City Addiction and Recovery and some of the programs that you all have at your facility.
Okay. So Crescent Addiction and Recovery Center is located. Well, let me give you some details on the company before I give you that address and all that information. But Crescent Addiction and Recovery Center is an intensive outpatient therapy uh, program where we offer therapeutic counseling services for mental health and substance abuse use.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we provide psych. We have psychiatrists who provide psychiatric consults.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ron, a lot of people have mental health conditions that they don't deal with, and a lot of them, takes medication and counseling.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have a psychiatrist who's there to treat them with those type of medical conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we have licensed therapists. We have 3 licensed therapists who conduct our groups and who conduct our individual one-on-one sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, what we do is we have group 5 days a week. We have 3 different group times, which is first group starts from 9 to 12. Second group is from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And the last group is from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And this is a 3-hour intense group session where the therapist kind of help you go over, well, I would say, uh, helping you identify why you have substance abuse use.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it deals with childhood upbringing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Ron, a lot of people have childhood trauma that they never just dealt with.
Right.
And me growing up, a lot of my friends, they would tell me, man, my mom and dad said, man, they ain't trying to hear me or they don't want to see me cry.
Right. Right.
So I can't express myself. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people were maybe abused when they was growing up. A lot of people were maybe grew up homeless. Some people may have been molested, so and so on. So what my therapists are trained to do is to help them identify what those childhood traumas were and try to help them have closure. Because until you get closure,
Mhm.
it's like it's gonna kind of be a revolving door, and you're gonna kind of be in the same situation. You're gonna be up at one moment, then all of a sudden you'll be down. So what
Right.
my therapists do is we have intense group sessions where they help you go over those some of those issues and help you come up with identifying coping skills to help that. Um, our group is Monday through Friday,
Mhm.
and we also offer virtual groups for some people who aren't able to be in the building
Right.
because we want to keep them attached to the program. For some for everyday group, we provide meals for them because some of our populations are homeless. Some of our populations are on a fixed income, so
Mhm.
we try to welcome them with open arms and try to give them what they need to be okay. What I say to feel good. I always say if you feel good, that's when you open your mind to be great.
Right.
Um, we also have a sober living house that we offer to clients in our program where they can stay in a home for 3 to 6 months, and we help assist them with staying at the home, and we help assist them with finding jobs.
Mhm.
We also have a case manager, and our case manager help with several different needs such as housing, Social Security, SSI benefits,
Mhm.
SNAP benefits, Medicaid insurance.
Right.
So we do a little bit of everything. And when me and the owner started the organization, we wanted to make it a one-stop shop. A lot of facilities, all they focus on is just treatment, treatment, treatment,
Mhm.
which mind you, I would say is very important. But mind you, the conditions after the treatment need to be supported as well. Think about it, Ron. If you come to a good group, you get some good therapy, you're uplifted, you're feeling good, then you come back out and you don't have nowhere to stay.
Right.
You're living under the bridge, you're living around people who doing drugs.
Mhm.
So what I try to do is try to help close those gaps. Um, some of my people, I help them with jobs. I have several relationships in the community, and I spend a lot of my time going out networking with different community partners, so I can make sure I have access to giving those clients the resources they may need.
Of course. One of the things, or two things I want to touch on.
Mhm.
You stated, growing up, basically, a lot of people were meant to be seen and not heard.
Fact.
And I really have someone every week on the show who touches on that issue. When you grew up the way we grew up, I mean, our parents looked at it as, okay, I'm feeding you, I'm clothing you,
Yep.
you have roof over your head, so you really don't have any problems. But you know, we don't realize how much trauma, you know, that brings on to us.
Right.
And you don't realize, as you get older and you become an adult yourself, you don't realize how much trauma you have to unpack from your parents. Not to say that they did a bad job raising you.
Right. Because
It's just
I don't.
it's all
That's all
that
they
they
knew.
knew.
All they knew. And mind you, I'm not saying you have bad parents. I don't have bad parents. We have great parents, but
Of course.
it comes from childhood.
Right.
And you have to think about it. Our great grandparents, all they was trying to do was survive.
Hmm.
So what they seen as love was, man, I'm paying the bills, I'm keeping a roof over your head. Now the mothers always gave that care, but the dads it wasn't always that way.
Right.
And our family, when me growing up, my family was always trying to hustle in a good way, just to provide for us. So
Mm-hmm.
I knew they loved me, but sometimes you do need that extra hug, or you
Right.
do need them to sit you down and be like, "What's really going on with you?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's the main thing we focus on is helping them express themselves.
Mm-hmm.
We also offer individual group sessions. So every month, each one of my clients get 2 individual 1 hour sessions with the therapist
Mm-hmm.
where they can vent or where they can visit issues or trauma that may be causing issues to maybe cause them to want to relapse.
Mm-hmm.
So try to cover all of that.
Right. So you also stated that, you wanted Crescent City Addiction and Recovery to be a one-stop shop because a lot of programs in the city of New Orleans and, on the outside, they just focus on that. So do you guys provide like information to get the clients the help that they need? Like how does that work?
Yeah, so definitely. So we we take clients on any type of level. Meaning,
Mm-hmm.
like if they need to come there and if they need a detox,
Mm-hmm.
we can't detox them at my facility because my facility, um, it's not an inpatient detox facility. But I have so many resources to where and so many good partners in the community where I can refer them. I have
Mm-hmm.
several different detox facilities I can refer them to, such as like NOLA Detox, Avenues Recovery, Integrity Behavioral,
Right.
River Oaks, places like that where I can refer them to. And
Mm-hmm.
some of those places could be detox. I could refer some of them people to 30-day facility treatments. I could refer some of them to 90-day treatment facilities. And a lot of times when I do refer them, they'll come back to us and do the intensive outpatient component. Some clients need to go to the hospital. So I have myself, including my staff and my case manager, we'll call the hospital and get them admitted to the hospital. Like I said, we never turn a client away ever. Because you never know if that's their last time crying out for hope. If we, let me be, let's say we're the company they come to and we tell them we can't help you and they go out and commit suicide or something. That's on our conscience. That's on my conscience.
Mm-hmm.
So I never turn a client away. Now, if I can't help them, I will refer them to someone, and we call it a soft handoff, where I'll call a company and let the client speak to them to get them what they need. But anything you could think of, we offer it. I also have a food pantry. I have a clothing pantry in my facility. So like Ron, anything any person may need that's seeking help, seeking needs, we offer that.
Mm-hmm. What has been the success rate uh, within your facility with people who suffer with drugs and
So
alcoholism?
honestly, my success rate has been very high,
Mm-hmm.
seriously high. Meaning, we've been open for 2 years, and I would say over the 2 years we may have seen, I would say, anywhere between, and I'm not exaggerating, anywhere between 120 to 150 clients. And out of that group of clients, we may have I know for sure we may have taken care of at least half of them clients.
Mm-hmm.
And the good thing about it is that a lot of times, and when you're in substance abuse recovery, it's an ongoing process.
Of course.
So it's something that you have to always work on. And a lot of times, some people feel like when they're doing good, they don't need to go to groups, they don't need to have a sponsor, they don't need to take their medications, and they may relapse. So that don't mean they're a bad person. That don't mean they have to start the process all over.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times when that may happen, our clients may come back to us. But for the most part, we give our clients we give the clients all the resources they need to be successful so they can be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, I'll give you an example. So if we get a client who needs the whole process of needing to be detoxed, I'll refer them to a detox facility, refer them
Of
to a
course.
residential facility. Then they come to our program for 3 months, provide them housing, provide them a job opportunity, and I would say with after 6 months, 6 to 8 months, they'll be a successful citizen in the society.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it kind of works. Now, some clients they don't always accept our help. They don't always want our help, but we're always open to helping them, whether they leave and come back, or if they don't want it at all, we still there for them. But success rate is very well at Crescent Addiction and Recovery Center.
So how do you deal with someone who is reluctant to come in, or someone who's get in the system but they're reluctant to go through the program?
So what we'll do is, so we have an intake process. So normally when a client comes in, we complete an assessment on them to see if they qualify for our program and
Mm-hmm.
to see if they need to be at a higher level of care, such as a residential facility or detox facility. If not, we accept them to our program. And a lot of times when clients first come, they're pumped up, they're excited, they really want to do it. And then, when you start to put the work in, come into group, doing assignments to help you dig into yourself.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, a lot of people don't like doing that. So sometimes if they do fall off, we're always there to reach out to them. I have staff members that contact the clients every morning, Monday through Friday. We contact them every morning, seeing if they're okay, encouraging them to come to group, seeing what they need, seeing if we can help them with anything. And a lot of times, if we can't get in contact with them, we always have emergency contact. So if I have a client I haven't talked to in maybe a week, well, I say maybe 2 weeks or so, if I can't get in contact with them, I'll contact their emergency contact just to make sure they're okay or just to see if we can help assist them in any kind of way. But we're never mad or we're never upset when a client stops coming. We always welcome them back. I know some facilities they'll stop a client from coming if they keep coming and leaving. But what we do is we never turn them down because you never know when it's their last time they might get it. It might be the last time they come and they get it and they
Right.
do good, or it could be the last time to help save their life. So we're never turning them away ever.
All right, man. So we got to go to our first break. Is that cool?
That's cool.
All right, man. This is Conversations with Ron Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. Remember, guys, you can also stream us live on the WBOK 1230 AM YouTube channel. I got my main man, Mr. Anthony Thomas, COO of Crescent Addiction and Recovery, talking about drug addiction and alcoholism and helping those who are in need. This is WBOK Conversations with Ron Richardson. We'll be right back after this. Stay tuned.
I'm David Patan Sr., owner of Whole Water and Food Over Medicine Academy, coach, consultant, and instructor. We're excited about our 21-day challenge. Stop, prevent, and reverse disease today. Cholesterol, diabetes type 2, high blood pressure, along with chronic illnesses and diseases. We believe that the gift of wellness is the greatest gift, and for $30 per month, $1 a day, you could have this gift for you and your family.
I'm Phyllis Washington, and I've benefited with health and weight loss.
For your gift of $30, healing and wellness can be yours. Call 504-701-4711. That's 504-701-4711. The Whole Water Store. See you at 2135 Washington Avenue today.
Hey family, Ron Richardson here, host of Conversations with Ron Richardson. If you're looking for quality catering and barbecue, you need to contact my friends at Kuzan's Catering and Barbecue Team. Mr. Eddie Bunch and Kuzan's have been serving the West Bank since 2013 with their quality selection of barbecue and seafood. If you're looking for quality catering, be sure to contact Kuzan's Catering, located at 618 Westwood Drive in Marrero, or you can go to kuzansonline.com for more information for all the services that they offer, or call 504-233-4227. Catering done the right way just for you. That's Kuzan's, baby.
New Orleans, you want to know what we're talking about? Tune in every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on WBOK for Conversations with Ron Richardson. The topics will always be hot and the conversation will be all the way live. Meet us there. We'll save you a seat. We can also talk about you and your business as a sponsor of Conversations with Ron Richardson. Contact Ron at 504-874-4584 or email him at richardsonronald024@gmail.com for more details.
WBOK online at WBOK1230.com. It's the place where we can be open and honest about real life issues. You're listening to Conversations with Ron Richardson, live on WBOK and online at WBOK1230.com.
Welcome back. This is Conversations with Ron Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com and also on YouTube. Remember, guys, if you want to keep in contact with me, see what I'm doing in the world of radio and my home life and everything I have going on, you can follow me on Facebook. Just search for the Ron Richardson Facebook page. You can also find me on Instagram. Just search for Ronald_Richardson_Jr. on Instagram. You can find out everything that I have going on concerning the show, a little bit of my personal life, and things of that nature. Mr. Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Tell the people where they can get in contact with you, man.
Crescent Addiction and Recovery Center. We have a website, www.crescentaddiction.com. And also you can contact me myself at 504-360-4000. And also you can contact us at our regular line at 1-888-462-4496. And like I said, I'm open to it. I'm going to give you all my cell phone number again. My cell phone number is 504-360-4000. If you know anybody who needs help, or if you're thinking about getting help, you can call me, you can text me. I'm always open to helping, and we're here for you all. I get a lot of clients who may come and just see what we have to offer, and then they may not come back until maybe a few weeks later and realize it's some good we have to offer. But I'm always open. If I can't help you at my facility, I'm open to referring you to other facilities. And Ryan, I forgot to mention that we offer services to adults and adolescents.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of intensive outpatient programs don't like to mess with the juvenile population, but that's something that we're really spending a lot of time focusing on because that's our future. That's our future. And mind you, there's been times where we start to provide services for the adolescents, and then we end up providing services for their parents as well.
So, as far as working with adolescents, what is the intake process like, and how does that whole situation work when you're trying to, or when they're trying to get help, I should say?
All right, so right now we've been working with the juvenile justice courts um, in the city, and normally what they'll do is if they have a adolescent that's been having issues with, a lot of them smoking marijuana or using the vapes or some of them using pills, they'll refer them to our program. And what we do is we treat them the same way as we would treat an adult.
Right.
They come in, complete an intake assessment. We we do a urine drug screen on them, and we start them with doing groups. Only thing about them is that they only have to come to group 2 days out the week instead of 3 days out the week.
Right.
We require our adults to attend group 3 days a week mandatory. But the adolescents, they're only required to come to group 2 days a week. And also, if it's a parent, or if it's a counselor, if it's a friend who want to refer a kid to us, just call us.
Mhm.
Just call us. Just email us. Um, Call me, and we'll help them. If I can't help them, I will get them help. I will get them help.
So,
And their program normally lasts for 3 to 4 months,
mhm.
12 to 16 weeks.
When it comes to, you said you deal with, adolescents, but when it comes to them being in school, how does that work?
So normally we work with the school. So a lot of times we do it after school.
Mhm.
So most kids get out of school, I would say maybe 3:30.
Mhm.
So our group is normally from, I would say, 5 to 8,
Mhm.
5 to 8 p.m. And normally we have a break in between, and also we provide the students snacks or meals as well, because a lot of times they may be hungry because they've been at school all
All
day.
day, right?
We also provide them one-on-one sessions. So, because a lot of times kids, they just need somebody to talk to.
Mhm.
It's hard for a lot of them to talk to their parents because parents, I'm a parent myself. I have 3 kids, and a lot of times we don't listen. We just say what we want to say. So a lot of times, when we do the one-on-ones, the kids just be venting,
Right.
and we meet them where they are. Our motto and my motto mainly is the 20/80 rule. Give us 20%, we'll give you 80% till we can get you to 100% to get well. And that's with kids, that's with adults, that's with anybody in life.
Man, I can't stop telling you how proud I am of you because we both came a long way, and
I appreciate it.
I love the message that you're spreading, and I love the things that you're trying to do in the community because you know we didn't have this. We
Nah,
did.
we
We
didn't.
didn't have this.
We didn't. We didn't.
We
We didn't. And
we
Ryan,
yeah.
and like my owner, the boss of my company, my mentor, he's helping mentor me into meeting different people. So like we have relationships with the Orleans Parish Court, the sheriff's office. We're working on a relationship with the Covenant House. That's the homeless. That's the shelter for homeless
Yeah.
adolescents.
Yeah. Definitely.
We have a relationship with Low Barrier Homeless Shelter, with Odyssey House. So we're plugged in everywhere. DCFS, Hotel Hope, almost any organization you could think of, we have some type of relationship with them, or they have our information, we have their information. Because what I always say is, it's a community. It's not just about our company helping them. It's not just about that company. It's about all of us helping them. If we can't help them, let's still get you some help. And I pride myself on it. Sometimes I work with organizations, we never get any clients for them, but I just like to have it because sometimes they might need that service, and I can refer
Right.
them to them.
And the whole thing is, you never know what you're going to need because you may be going through a program,
Right.
and while you're in that program, you're like, I need this now. Like you stated earlier, I need a place to stay after the program is over because, like,
Right.
we said, a
Right.
lot of people go through a program, but they don't have anything to look forward to when they're getting out or when they're getting ready to get out. So they may relapse and go into something else
Hmm.
and have to start the cycle all over again. Like you said, not to say that it makes them a bad person,
Right.
but I truly believe if you had something to look forward to once you get out, you do a whole lot better.
And that's the thing. Like, in the past, most organizations, they preach being sober. They preach shouldn't be doing drugs. They preach express yourself, but I mean, all that's all good and dandy. But if I don't have nowhere to stay, if I don't have no money, if I don't have no cell phone, if I don't have no resources,
Right.
I mean, it's hard. I ain't saying it's not possible because
Right.
there's been people that did it without anything. But I mean, times are different now. So it's our responsibility, not just my company, but all companies. But I tell all my staff every day, like, pay the client's needs are important. They come first, and that's what we pride ourselves on, and it's gonna always be that way forever.
Right.
Cause I always tell you, Ryan, God has empowered us to be in positions to help people, and that's what we do. That's what we do without thinking about it.
Right. That's how you know it comes natural.
Definitely.
But a lot of times, it also has to do with the way that you were raised in your family, and
True.
we can both agree to this.
True. And then look, Ryan.
Yeah.
And then look, just seeing a person transform. Like, I don't know if you remember, but about a year ago, you referred me a person who needed some help,
Mhm.
and that person actually came to our program.
Mhm.
That person stayed in our program for, I want to say, almost a year or so.
Mhm.
And when that person first came to us, that person was broken. That person didn't have any hope. And mind you, this person was a successful person, gentleman at the time. I mean, prior to this happening.
Right.
So he was very successful, but he just went through some dark, hard times. So when he came to us, for a while he didn't trust us. It took a while. It took a while for us to build that rapport with him. But once we built that rapport with him, he started trusting the process, and now he's doing good. He has a job. He's in the gym. He's saving money. He has his confidence back,
Right.
and that's what it's all about. I always tell people it's not where you started. It's where you finish at.
Mhm.
It's where you're playing at. And a lot of my clients always preach to them that you can't look at what the other individual have or what the other individual is doing. Deal with your situation.
Mhm.
All us dealt, how they say, Ryan, dealt different cards. How you say it? Different cards in life. I don't know, different hand of cards.
Different.
But yeah,
You dealt
say it for me.
different. The cards you were dealt.
Yeah,
You have to
yeah,
play the
yeah.
cards you were dealt in
Yeah,
life.
so
Yeah, there
everybody,
you go.
everybody, life situations are different,
Right.
and so you have to stay in your lane. Like I always say, stay in your lane, stay in your lane. But yeah, man, that's where we at. Yeah, definitely. And
Right.
I really I really thank God for putting me um on a platform and Him putting me in place with the right people to be able to help people.
Mhm.
Because honestly, I can say the last 2 years, almost every person I ever work with, every organization I work with, all those people have the same good intentions on helping people get their lives back.
Mhm.
And when I see that person that you referred to me, man, I'd be so happy to see him because I'm like, man,
Right.
the process really does work.
Right.
And I didn't see it because I've been doing it for 20 years almost, so I didn't see it. So like a lot of people be like, man, he can't get better. I'm like, he really can because I didn't see it happen.
Right. And like we've said during the course of the show, man, a lot of that depends on the person. You first of all, as the counselor or the person who's working with the individual who needs help,
Hmm.
you know, you have to meet them where they are. Like you said, you can't make them feel bad about what they've done or what they thought about doing. You
Right.
have to meet them where they are. Nobody is above anybody. We're all equal in this situation. And what I always admired about you, man, you've always been a person who was easy to talk to, and I think that is part of the reason why you're doing what you're doing today, because you've always been an open book, and you've always kept it honest. So, I think that helps the client as well, or the individual as well, because they can trust you.
Well, it does. I mean, mind you, I get on any person's level.
Mhm.
I talk to high level people. I talk to middle level people. I
Mhm.
talk to homeless people. I mean, there's been times I done sat on the ground and talked to people in the middle of the street. Just seeing where they at, trying to get them help, and not to come to my place, but just to see where their headspace at.
Mhm.
I'm not perfect. I'm one car accident from being in a situation or being in a situation where I need people to help me.
Right.
So I'm always mind that, and like I said, if my kids need help, I expect somebody to help them. You know, but I mean, that's just the way it's supposed to be. And some people don't have good intentions, but those people that don't have good intentions, you try to pray for them. But I'm still always willing to help them as well.
Mhm. So what has been being that you've been doing this for 20 years now, what has been some of the most difficult things that you have seen dealing with people who are recovering or trying to get to that point where they can get the help that they need?
Well, so there's several different
Mhm.
things and situations that I have seen, but the main things be seeing people overdose and die,
Mhm.
seeing people in in seeing people use drugs so much to where they put themselves in a psychosis,
Mm.
mental health psychosis, meaning they're a normal person now, they're schizophrenic or they're hearing voices because somebody gave them a bad batch of a bad dose of drugs.
Mhm.
Um, and the biggest thing, Ryan, the kids and the families, man.
Mm.
The kids and the families, man. I done seen so many families go into debt, so many families break up, so many kids like who's lost out here
Yeah.
because their child or their parent is in like is going through
Mhm.
substance abuse use. I didn't heard stories. I didn't see stories where a dad stole all his children Christmas gifts under the tree on Christmas Eve and sold it for drugs.
Mhm.
Then wake up the next morning crying about it. I didn't see moms put their house up to get people out of jail. I didn't see parents put up everything they had and now they live in an apartment because they couldn't help their kid. And this be the saddest thing I ever hear. I didn't heard parents tell me, look, Aunt, I'd rather them be in jail. I don't want them to die, but I'd rather them be gone because I know where they at because I'm always waiting to get that phone call.
Mhm.
So man, it hurts. It hurts. And you see people stop loving themselves because they love their child or they love that person so much. Husband, wives, and everybody.
Mhm.
So the way it affects the family is the biggest thing.
I was talking to a guest that you know quite well on my first show here at WBOK, Daryl Roberts,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he overcame a lot too.
Oh yeah.
He sold drugs.
No,
You know,
yeah.
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 One of the things that really touched me and made me kind of emotional was that he was basically saying the same thing that you were saying. He said when he was out there selling product, it was around the holidays, and he said, man, one of the saddest things that he seen was the guy needed to have the drugs so bad,
Hmm.
and it was around Christmas time that he just gave Daryl all of his the kids' Christmas gifts, and Daryl was like, that was the point when he realized that he needed to stop, but he couldn't because he was addicted to the money,
Yeah, right.
and a lot of people don't think, you know, the people who sell the drug or provide that's an addiction within itself because you want to make the money. You're not concerned about uh
People's
how is
well
this
being.
going to affect somebody,
Or how
you
it's
know.
gonna affect their family.
Right,
Hmm.
right. And that is, that really touched me, and it made me realize even more so that this is a real situation, man. And
And
uh,
I mean, sometimes Ron, you see moms using drugs and then their newborn babies are born with
mm,
complications
coming
because
to
of
your
these
mic a little bit
drugs.
more.
So
Coming to your
oh
mic.
yeah, like I said, you see mothers have kids while they're using drugs, and then their kids are born with complications. That's
Right.
not fair to them.
Hmm.
That kid is messed up for the rest of their life because of them using drugs.
Hmm.
And mind you, like I say, it's a marathon to it. So I don't try to rush people to get better. I try to be support for them. I encourage them as much as I can, but they won't get better until they're ready to get better. I done had husbands come in threatening their wife with divorce. Same thing with wives coming in threatening their husband with divorce. Moms and dads threatening to put their kids out.
Hmm.
Man, they're not gonna get better until they're ready. But
Hmm.
like I said, it's like riding a bike with training wheels. If you have to call me every day until you come in, man, I'll talk to you. My staff is willing to do it. You know, we have to meet you where you at. The 20/80 rule. Give me 20, I'm gonna give you 80 every time.
So as far as you being a drug addiction counselor and being involved with different programs and working with people, I want to touch on the accreditation and what's that process like for anyone who's trying to become an addiction counselor.
Hmm. So
So one.
normally, if you're trying to be in a substance abuse counselor, um, we have a LMSW
Mhm.
and we have a LPC. And normally the education requirements is normally bachelor's degree and then a master's level degree, and then you have to intern for so many hours, and then you have to take this big test. And once you take this big test and complete all your internship hours, you're normally good to go. And those internship hours that basically trains you on how to conduct groups, how to deal with crisis situations, how to meet your clients where they are. You know, it's really a training. And those internship hours, I think sometimes that take about 2 years as well. It's a long process, but it's well worth it to make sure they're trained up to help people who really dependent on them when they're dying in severe need.
So to backtrack a little bit, um, we stated earlier that you went through, your own personal experience with
Right.
not drugs but alcohol.
Alcohol and
Yeah.
um,
When did you realize
so
that it was enough?
so I realized when I caught my second DUI and my mom sat down and asked me, could I ever go out to a club without drinking? And I told her no. And I told her that was just a normal thing, going to college, drinking. Like, I go straight into the club or straight into the spot. I'm going to the bar before I do anything.
Pop a
So
bottle, yeah.
it was a normal thing,
Right.
and I'm not downplaying. I'm not gonna say I was alcoholic because it wasn't to a point where I woke up with shakes or I need to have a drink every day. I just overdid it when I did it, and I felt like I was untouchable. I felt like I could do whatever I want.
Right.
There were several times where I pull up to the house, man. I don't know how I got to the house. I wake up in the car, blacked out early in the morning, car still running. You know what I do? I just go inside like ain't nothing happened. Done that several times. So, when I got the first DUI, it was a warning sign, but I took it lightly. I probably went drinking the same night I got that DUI. Well, I received that DUI. And I took it lightly, but then when I caught the second one, that's when it really hit me. I was upset, but man, I could have killed somebody. Man, I could be sitting in jail right now from doing what I did. You know. So when I caught the second one, it was a real life changing situation for me. And like I said, I started working down here for a while. Then I moved to Texas, where I basically say I reinvented myself. Where I didn't have no distractions, none of my friends wanting to hang out or just no judgment. Look, this is the funniest thing, but I think it saved my life. Man, my grandma and grandpa, rest in peace. Louis Thomas, my papa. Man, when I caught my second DUI, my grandma and grandpa brought me by their friend's house, and they had some African people from out of town, and they was some prayer warriors. Man, my grandma brought me in the house. They probably had about 4 or 5 people just praying on me.
Right.
And I was so mad at my grandma because she meant good, but she like, yeah, my grandson has 2 DUIs. He got 2 DUIs. I'm like, oh man, look at this. Look at this.
Right.
But I'm thankful for it to this day because I believe that really helped me out. And after all that happened, they always say God bring you all the way down before he bring you up. So moved to Texas for a few years. I kind of found myself out there. And when I came back home, I just kind of hit the ground running. And like I said, I helped started this organization called Avenues Recovery, which used to be called Townsend Addiction, which was in New Orleans East. They're now in Metairie and Mandeville, which is called Avenues Recovery. And then I helped establish open up NOLA Detox, which is in Algiers, New Orleans. They just opened their second facility in Slidell.
Right.
Shout out to Dan and Chris. And then my mentor, guy I met, my mentor, been knowing him for the last few years. We started this organization, and we've been open for the last 2 years. And it's the thing I like about this so much is that I have somebody coaching me, helping me in the process, but he still kind of lets me build it out to how I want to.
Of course.
Like most people wouldn't let me offer all the services I offer for clients. Or like if a client needs somewhere to come and just kind of hang out respectfully, I let them do that because you never know what they may do while they out there. So I'm very thankful, and I'm blessed, and I'm gonna continue to spread my blessings to people who are in need.
Right. So to touch more on the program, about to go to break in a few minutes, but to touch more on the program, can a person who's involved in the program become disqualified? Like, what are some of the things that they
they can
do that will make them ineligible?
So it's funny. We actually was meeting about this with my team on yesterday. So there's different reasons. So we are a Medicaid funded program. So our clients do have to have Medicaid to come to our program. And sometimes if they're using a lot of drugs, the insurance company will tell us they have to go to higher level of care, which is a detox facility. And if they don't do that, they'll get put out the program. Or if they come to the facility intoxicated.
All right. Hold that thought. We're going to continue on the way back. All right.
All right, thank you.
This is Conversations with Ryan Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com and also on YouTube. Hit us up. Drop us a line, 504 582 9422. 504 582 9422. Be right back with the main man, Mr. Anthony Thomas, right here on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. See you in a sec.
This is Monica Pierre along with Sally Ann Roberts Daybone, co-host of Your Power is On.
Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. for music that feeds the spirit. Get your Sunday on.
Right here on WBOK 1230 AM and WBOK1230.com, the station you listen to
All day long.
Ron Richardson here. If you are like me, that means you love the feeling of getting a fresh haircut and shave. If you do, then you should check out my friends Eddie and Dana Bunch at First Impressions Barber and Beauty Salon, specializing in hairstyles for men, women, and children. If you want to make a good first impression, you should check out First Impressions Barber and Beauty Salon, located at 618 Westwood Drive in Marrero, or call 504-341-6777. Remember, it's never too late to make that first impression at First Impressions Barber and Beauty Salon.
New Orleans, you want to know what we're talking about? Tune in every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on WBOK for Conversations with Ron Richardson. The topics will always be hot and the conversation will be all the way live. Meet us there. We'll save you a seat. We can also talk about you and your business as a sponsor of Conversations with Ron Richardson. Contact Ron at 504-874-4584 or email him at richardsonronald024@gmail.com for more details.
From the East Bank to the West Bank, WBOK is what New Orleans is talking about. WBOK.
Thanks for listening to Conversations with Ron Richardson, live on WBOK, and listen online at WBOK1230.com. Now, back to Ron.
Welcome back. Conversations with Ryan Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. I have the man of the hour, COO of Crescent Addiction and Recovery, excuse me, Mr. Anthony Thomas. You still hanging with me, bro?
Man, I'm here.
All right,
Thankful
man.
to be here.
All right. So before we went to break, we were talking about what would it take for a client to become disqualified once they enter the program.
Yeah. So and I'll talk about that again. So like I said, sometimes the insurance will disqualify them from coming if they have excessive use of drugs or substance abuse. And then if they come to the facility intoxicated, if they come there not in the right state of mind, then we'll normally refer them out to get help. We don't normally kick them out of our program, but we'll refer them to get help for a higher level of care. But there's been a few times I ever had to throw somebody out of my facility. Normally, all my clients or the people that come to our facility, they respect the staff because my staff are good staff and they respect them as well.
Okay, so let's take it one step further. What is the reinstatement process like for a person who wants to get reinstated?
So honestly, if a person wants to come back, if it hasn't been longer than 6 months, you just come back, complete an intake assessment with the therapist, where they basically sit down with them for an hour and ask them about the substance abuse use and ask them about past histories, anything that's happened in the last few months. Send it off, and they can start group. So they can start within 24 hours. Come in, assess, and start the next day. And then honestly, there's been times where I let people come to the group, even if they're not in the program, just to be emotional support to stop them from relapsing or putting themselves in a bad situation.
You know, man, this is a ongoing journey, and it takes so much to overcome, you know, drug addiction. And you know, for somebody that may not understand, you know, a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say, well, they should have never started using the process in the first place. Excuse me, but I'm a firm believer, and I've seen this myself as well as you, that it starts from somewhere. Like we stated, you know, earlier during the show. You know, you followed my radio journey. You've been on
I've been on every radio station.
every radio show that I've had, really. Every radio show that I've had. And, you know, we always touch on the reasoning behind, you know, why a person starts using drugs. Because a lot of people are looking for an escape because they've suffered with childhood trauma that was never solved.
Yeah.
You know, the loss of someone, the loss of a loved one, you know, and it can really make you, you know, do some, I don't want to say crazy things because that is not appropriate, but it can really make you do some things that you may not do usually. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So yeah, and that's the biggest thing. Like, you know what I tell him, Ryan? I said we all deal with life situations every day. I have problems I deal with on a regular basis, just like anybody else deal with on a regular basis. And like I said, a lot of people when they go to detox, they just like to go to detox, do their 5 to 7 days, sleep in the bed, take medications, and then go on their way. But that's not good. Um, the mental health component is the most important component, most important part to the component. And like I said, talking about it and expressing yourself, that's the only way they will get better. And that's what we work on with them. Sometimes it takes us. Sometimes we can get somebody to open up to us the first day we meet them. Sometimes it may take us 6 months for them to open up to us. But what I tell them is, if we can't help you, if we're not the program that's working for you, let me help you find somewhere for you to go to get you the help you need. Because living without getting that help is, is detrimental.
The thing is, you know, you have to be open. You have to be open to receiving the care. You have to be open to receiving the help. And if you're not open to receiving the help, then there's no possible way that, you know, a counselor can work with you. So what are some future plans for you and future plans for Crescent Addiction and Recovery?
So like I said, I want to shout out my mentor, Kevin Green, CEO of Crescent Addiction Recovery, also the vice president at Ashina. I wanna shout him out because he's helped taught me how to expand my horizon and my mindset. So right now we're planning on expanding the company. We're about to move into a bigger facility, which is downstairs from our facility, so that way we can care for more clients. We're working on getting a pharmacy so we can make sure the clients get their medication in real time.
Really?
In real time, instead of us sending it to the pharmacy and they say they're gonna get it or they can't get it, they're gonna have access to that right away. We're
Right.
gonna provide
So this is really a one-stop shop.
one-stop shop, STD screening. Because a lot of people, and look, I don't judge nobody. I know some people be doing what they have to do, but you gotta protect them or make sure they're safe at all through all means. So we're gonna have an STD testing program. We're gonna keep on expanding out our services. Like I said, working with the juvenile justice. We're working with Orleans Parish Courts. Hopefully, we can be working with Jefferson Parish Courts. Um, all the other community partners out here, we're gonna keep on work with them, keeping good close relationships with them. And like I said, we have a sober living house. We plan on we're working on getting another sober living house now. I'm actually in talks with a realtor now, but plan on opening more sober livings. And my dream is to start our own detox. That way we can care for our clients all the way around, and that way when I send them out, I don't have to send them out no more. I can actually care for them myself. And what I do is we set up a detox. residential, IOP, and living quarters all in one location. That's my goal. And
Man.
that's gonna happen.
So you really have big plans. Huh?
Oh, that's gonna happen. I promise that's gonna happen.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how long it's gonna take, but it's gonna happen within the next 5 to 10 years. I promise you that.
So, man, as you know, we talked earlier during the show. We lost a prominent figure in both of our lives, in Mr. Leo. For those of you that may or may not know, Mr. Leo was our childhood barber.
And Mr. Leo cut my daddy hair.
Yeah.
He used to cut my grandpa hair. But how old Mr. Leo was?
Passed at the ripe age of 88. He would have been 89 this coming January, man. So condolences to his family and everybody who knew and knows Mr. Leo, man. He was just a great man and a man of God, and just overall, sitting in that chair for all those years, and we're talking 30 years or more because he cut most of us when we were kids.
Yeah.
We learned a lot about manhood and just being, good brothers and sisters in the community. So in closing, my brother, any words of encouragement?
Yeah, most definitely keep God first, and just know that whatever you're going through in life is only temporarily, and never give up. And like I said, if y'all need any help, feel free to reach out to us. We're on Instagram, Crescent Addiction. Contact us at 1-888-462-4496 or contact me myself at 504-360-4000. And Ron, I want to mention this before we close it down. Covenant House for the homeless adolescents, they're having a sleep out on November 30th. Please get involved if you have time, or please donate to the organization. They're doing a lot for our community, and I will be sleeping out there myself. So God bless. That's all I have.
All right. All the best to you, my brother, and good luck in the near future. All right. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you.
This has been Conversations with Ron Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. See you guys next week. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Next week, I'll be premiering a new song by a new and upcoming artist here in New Orleans. His name is Drew Who, and that song is called Money, Money, Money. So stay tuned for that next week, and shouts out to Mr. Ralph Sanders for giving me the hookup. Love you, New Orleans. Peace.
WBOK online